Vinho Verde is a region in northwestern Portugal that produces dry, white wines. Traditionally, they are crisp, slightly fizzy wines that are very friendly to your pocketbook. Records indicate grapes have been grown in this region since the 800s, but the wines were only consumed locally. In the 1500s, corn showed up from the New World and became the hot new thing. Large fences were built around the crops, and these vines provided shelter from the hot sun, which was good for the corn and other crops, but it made really terrible wine. So I guess you could say the corn was actually throwing shade at the grapes. A few centuries later, in the early part of the 1900s, steps were taken to certify the Vinho Verde region and treat the grapes with more respect. By the 1980s and 90s, wineries were really stepping up their game by ditching the old ways and adapting well-known French grape-growing techniques. Also, the influx of money from the newly found European Union aimed at investing in infrastructure, sales and marketing, and distribution. While there are currently over 30,000 producers in this tiny area, only a handful produce the majority of the wines. This means peppered across the lush Portuguese landscape, there are thousands of tiny producers, many of which are striving to reinvent the region. Think canned generic beer versus craft beer. You won't find well-known white grapes like Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc here. They only plant indigenous grapes you probably haven't heard of and definitely can't pronounce, unless, of course, you're Portuguese. For those of you playing along at home, try saying Trajadeira, Loureiro, or Avesso. If you're looking for a high-end tasting but low-end costing white wine to class up your next alfresco dinner party, go Portugal and grab a wine from Vinho Verde.